One fan tried to blind an NBA player. Another started the biggest fight in NBA history. These are the times NBA fans went too far. Nothing compares to the time Russell Westbrook had to fight a grandpa. Imagine being 70 years old and trying to square up with an NBA player. Well, in 2016, it was the opening night for the season in a game between OKC and the 76ers. For once, Philly fans had something to look forward to. Joel Embiid's first game of his career. I mean, Philly had 3 straight seasons where they only won 20 games, or even less. My heart goes out to you guys. It's been a rough few years. So, the fans were riled up about Embiid's debut. From the jump, the arena was buzzing. Even though Westbrook was on the other team, he was loving the energy. He lives for these moments. The game started, and things were going Philly's way. The Thunder were down 18-7 with 5 minutes left in the first. But then, they got a steal. They passed the ball up the court to Westbrook, and he drove all the way to the rim through 3 Philly defenders. Somehow Westbrook finished this acrobatic shot, and he was feeling himself. He felt a comeback was on the way, and he taunted the crowd a little bit. But a certain grandpa wasn't having any of that, and he let Westbrook know what's good.
Is a heady veteran play by Westbrook.
Damn, this man didn't just give him one hand. He threw up a McDouble. Ooh, this grandpa's savage. But for real though, you can't be throwing up McDoubles at an NBA game, alright? Especially when the cameras catch you doing it for the whole world to see. It makes you wonder how something like this even happens. Well, the grandpa said Westbrook started it. He told security that Russ called him fat, but they didn't care what he said. They just threw grandpa right out. Later on, he issued a public apology to Westbrook and the entire 76ers organization. So we never got to see that Westbrook versus grandpa boxing match. Damn. And my popcorn ready and everything, man. But speaking of old white men, imagine being a billionaire, you know, with a B, and starting a fight with an NBA player. Well, that's exactly what happened during Game 3 of the 2019 NBA Finals. A minute into the fourth quarter, all the pressure was on Golden State. The Raptors were up 96-86, so with the game close, Quinn Cook flew down the court, caught a pass, and drove in for a layup. But Ibaka unleashed his inner Lebron and chased him down, sending a shot to the sidelines. So with the ball flying into the crowd, Kyle Lowry dove into the seats trying to save it. And that's when this happened.
Warriors investor Mark Stevens not only shoved him, but told him multiple times to, quote, himself.
Hold up. This dude really trying to pick a fight with a 200-pound NBA player? Man, he's lucky the cameras are rolling. And it'd be one thing if it was just some normal fan that did this, but Kyle was shoved by a billionaire Warriors owner, Mark Stevens. Being a team investor means you represent the NBA. So the league was furious when they saw this clip, and they slammed Stevens with a $500,000 fine. Whew, damn. But it only got crazier. They threatened to fine him $100 million if he didn't drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And they finna fine you too. Yeah, I'm talking about you. I know you ain't got bread like that, so don't risk it, dog. But anyways, the NBA realized that money wasn't enough, and they really wanted to make a point. So they banned him from attending games for an entire year. This dude owns a team, and he can't even watch them play. Imagine that, man. Although, in my eyes, he still got off easy, because when Kyle heard billionaire dude telling him to f off, he almost knocked him out.
Anywhere other situation, if it wasn't in this situation, things may have been, they probably would have been done differently, handled differently by me. You know, understanding that, like, I have 2 young children, and, you know, to being able to hold myself to a certain standard, which I do. I hold myself to a high standard. I gotta make sure that I uphold that.
What a humble way to say he would have kicked his ass. But at least that fan didn't try to blind him. Yeah, you heard me right. James Harden was nearly blinded by a fan, and this moment came back in 2016 between the Rockets and the Jazz. And if there's one thing you should know about Utah, it's that they got the wildest fans in the NBA. But this time, they took it way too far. It was late in the third quarter, and Harden was right at home, walking up to the free throw line. Everything was pretty normal until something shined in Harden's eyes.
Well, they had a camera with a flash.
I mean, really, James Harden, is it that big of a deal? You're about to attempt to look like you're going to throw a ball?
yeah, I'm gonna have to hard disagree with announcer man here. This is a big deal. That fan wasn't using a camera flash like he said. It turned out that he was shining a laser pointer directly into Harden's eyes. Like, who comes to an arena and does that type of shit? Just watch the game, dude. This guy was really trying to clout chase by blinding Harden. Laser pointers are like for real dangerous. It only takes half a second to cause vision loss. So this could have been serious, and I guess laser pointer dude got the attention he wanted because he was shortly after thrown out of the arena. And not only that, but he got a 1-year ban from NBA games. But that's nothing compared to these fans. They started a city-wide riot, and I don't blame them. It was honestly LeBron James' fault. When Bron came into the league, Cleveland sports hadn't experienced a championship win in 39 years. So when LeBron got drafted, they looked at him as their savior, and they thought he'd never leave. But during LeBron's first 7 seasons in Cleveland, he just couldn't do it. The organization and team around him was just light years behind. And after years of failing, LeBron had enough. In the summer of 2010, he was a free agent, but Cleveland fans weren't worried about him leaving. I mean, how could he? He grew up there. Well, ESPN announced there'd be a 75-minute special announcing his decision. And with fans all over the city watching, this happened.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Miami Heat. That was the conclusion you woke up with this morning.
That was the conclusion I woke up with this morning.
Damn. LeBron really devastated his own city in front of the entire world. People were literally going to lose their jobs, lose their joy for basketball games, and lose their hero because of this. He made it a publicity stunt, all for him. So the fans reacted exactly how you would have expected them to.
But the lasting memory of tonight will be this shot, his burning jersey in Lakewood.
How arrogant to get on national TV and slap the city and the team that supported you since you've been in high school straight in the face like that.
He took a whole team away. There's other players out there, there'll probably never be another LeBron anywhere soon.
Whew, Jesus. Overnight, LeBron went from a hometown hero to the most hated person in Ohio. See, LeBron was the entire Cleveland economy, and that's why when he left the Cavs, the value of their team dropped from $476 million to $355 million instantly. Just think about that. $121 million disappears from your team in a split second. Damn, I feel bad for the Cavs owner. But see, LeBron just wanted to better his career. He saw a championship opportunity in Miami. And come on, man, it's Miami. You'd be crazy to not choose Miami over Cleveland. I'm just saying, dude, come on. But the fans forever felt some type of way. So during that next season, when the Heat came back to town, they didn't let LeBron off easy. LeBron came into the arena, and it was one of those situations where a 6'9", 250-pound man actually needed security. I mean, it looked like every single person in the crowd was ready to risk it all. Everyone was booing, signs with insults calling LeBron a traitor and quitness. Every time LeBron got the ball, the crowd let him know they didn't love him at all anymore. But he didn't care. Him and the Heat came in with a point to prove, and LeBron went to work. LeBron dropped 38 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds that game. He barely missed a shot, and he did this with every single fan rooting against him. But at the end of the day, LeBron didn't mean to disrespect the Cavs or the fans. They just took what he did personally. And LeBron knew deep down in his heart, one day, he'd repay his city. So he returned to Cleveland in 2014, signing with the Cavaliers, and he made it his mission to bring a championship to Ohio. And just 2 years later, he did it. In 2016, the Cavs came back from down 3-1 to the Warriors, and LeBron did what no one ever could do for the city of Cleveland. He ended the championship drought and won everyone's hearts back. All right. Citywide riot, check. Player nearly getting blinded, check. But a fan starting the biggest fight in NBA history? Now that's something we gotta talk about. The Malice at the Palace was one of the most infamous moments in sports history, and it all went down November 19th, 2004, in a game between the Pacers and the Pistons. Coming into this game, there was a ton of hype. Detroit had just knocked Indiana out of the playoffs the year before and went on to win the championship. So, coming into the Pistons arena, the Pacers had revenge on their mind. This was the first time these two teams faced off since then, so the game was nationally televised on ESPN. And with all the bad blood there, everyone was watching. From the jump, the Pacers controlled the game. Ron Artest was playing out of his mind, and he dropped 17 points in the first quarter. But it wasn't long before the game got physical. The crowd got crazy, and the Pistons got heated. The Pacers completely dominated the entire game. Ron Artest and Jermaine O'Neal combined for 44 points. So there wasn't much Detroit could do. And with less than a minute left in the game, the Pacers led 97-82. All hope was damn near lost for Detroit, but the Pistons weren't just gonna give up. Ben Wallace got a pass inside and tried to lay it up. Then Ron Artest hit him with a hard foul. It could have been left at that. Ben could have shot his free throws, then a minute later headed home. But Ben said, "F that, we gotta square up, dog." And it's safe to say, that's when all hell broke loose.
No, but we do have a whistle and a foul. Ben just went after Artest. We got trouble right here in the Motor City. We got big trouble here in the Motor City.
Whoa, 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 whoa! We just went from watching an NBA game to WWE? Ooh, we got two shows in one. Yeah, things got heated between the two teams, but Steven Jackson and Ben Wallace were the ones doing the most. Even though it all started with Ron Artest's foul, he was seen just laying down on the scorer's table with his hands behind his head. The man was trying to cool down and not get involved. But then a fan in the crowd went way too far. This dude threw a full Diet Coke right at Artest. And well, this turned the entire arena into chaos.
You have to walk past the Pacer bench to go. Now Artest has jumped over the scorer's table and is trying to get down to the bench. Artest is in the stands. Oh, this is awful. Fans are getting involved. Steven Jackson's in the fans. Rasheed Wallace going into the stands. The security trying to somehow restore order.
Holy f***. What is even going on? Players were literally beating up fans in the stands on live TV. Nothing in NBA history compares to this. And the chaos kept going. The fight boiled over onto the court, fans and players were swinging at each other, and eventually the game was called off, and security tried to escort everyone off the court. But as players were leaving, the fans started throwing drinks, food, shoes. I mean, they were throwing everything they could. One dude even threw a chair. Jesus. So, because things got so out of control, it led to the biggest fines and suspensions the NBA has ever seen. Ron Artest was suspended for the entire season and lost nearly $5 million in salary. Steven Jackson was suspended for 30 games and lost $1.7 million. Jermaine O'Neal was suspended for 15 games and lost $4.1 million. I mean, lawsuits were filed, charges were placed, and history was made. So this is without a doubt the craziest moment in NBA history. But you can't talk about the craziest moment and not bring up the craziest player in NBA history, Kyrie Irving. He's bashed the media, took shots at LeBron, disappeared from the Nets. It's ridiculous. Every time Kyrie does something crazy, I always wonder, what do other NBA players think about him? Oh, you want to find out? Well, click on this video right here. It's all about what NBA players think about Kyrie Irving, and it gets pretty spicy. So what are you doing, man? This video's over. Click on it.